All right, I'm back to my spot, and it's definitely been crushed by other people, but there's still more bedrock here and a lot of good material, so I'm gonna give it a test pan to see if we want to dig here for gold. Look at that. That's incredible. Join us on this gold prospecting adventure where we find gold, rocks, and all kinds of shiny things, and we just have fun. Yeah, that's exactly what we want, is a clay. The gold was elusive on this trip. And we got one little speck right there. I was looking for gold everywhere, even removing huge rocks to get the material underneath. As I often say, huge rocks equals huge gold, but not today. I wasn't having any luck. We got skunked. Nothing underneath that rock, so screw that rock! Pan after pan, maybe a speck, but oftentimes nothing. And we only got one little tiny speck. But thankfully, the others were having some luck. Joby test panned.
I have done one test pan with nothing up creek, went down creek, had a yarn to pick it. He said, maybe you should dig over there. Pick it the gold hound. Look at that. Now that is incredible.
And it's a good sign because you got all this ironstone and the gold is always sitting by that ironstone.
Very almost blue that ironstone is. These 4 beautiful flat pieces, that's got some density to it.
Wow.
That's a chunky monkey. Little $5 piece right there.
That's incredible.
All right, that's got me off and started for the day, Chris. Time for you to catch up.
I know. What I'm thinking is, this is where I got that 1 gram pan right here, off of this bedrock right here. I'm tempted to see if I knock out this wall right here and I can just follow that bedrock and just hit all that dirt that's just sitting on top of it. I think we'll hit it big, but it could be the stupidest plan and we might give up after a few shovelfuls. We'll see how it goes. So I'm exposing more and more of it so that way I can see where the bedrock goes, but that's all the material we want to get. And we got 0 gold again. But I'm not gonna give up. I have high hopes for this spot right here. So what I'm doing is I'm just slowly chipping away this bedrock because all the gravel's getting in there and it's very, very wet and decomposing. So gold's gonna be able to slip in very easily. And that's my plan, is to kind of just work all this right here to see if I can get those gold nuggets. And there's the result. So we got about 5 pieces of gold and we got that nice chunky coarse bit right there. And a very loud bird above us. I'm gonna be taking a break from digging, but Job's over here using my son as labor.
Keep on feeding it.
Just so you know, Job, I have a 10% tariff on this, so.
Yeah, I'm scared if I find another big specimen now, then we're gonna have to cut it in half or something with the grinder.
Finn's getting that gold.
How good is this? He's digging and I'm ladling and shaking. And I reckon he's also helped me dig, so it's definitely going to be a bit of an interest tax here for child labour. Finn, how old are you? 5. That means he gets 5 specs. Simple.
There we go.
Yeah, we've got to look for the gold in the track.
Look at that clay. Big old chunky clay pieces. The reason you gotta wear gloves too is this bedrock is so sharp. that it'll just scrape up your fingers. So I dug at the tail end of that bedrock strip right there. I went all the way down and I got one nice big chunky piece of gold right there. Now it's like, what do I do? Do I dig down there or do I dig back up here? This is a lot easier to dig because I can access it with the shovel. This is much harder, but better potential, I think. We'll give it a go. This is exactly what we're looking for. So this rock is sitting right on top of that bedrock. So I want to get that rock plus all the material underneath it right here, because that's where the gold's going to sit. Because look at that. So that was just clay that was literally just stuck in between the rocks, and that's where the gold's going to set too. So this clay dirt mixture, and there'll be gold sitting right in between that. It's time to shovel it, I think. That's exactly what we want. So all this material. All good stuff right there. Just gonna take layer by layer. Just break it apart.
There you go.
So when you're getting bedrock gold, you're basically just washing rocks. So this bucket is full right now inside this classifier with rocks, but I'm gonna show you how much dirt actually comes out of it, which is not a lot when we have to pan it out. It's very interesting. You can see it's just all bedrock, just slabs, and they're super sharp, so you got to be careful, but just bedrock slabs. But you're gonna see now how much dirt actually comes out of it. And that's it. Just one pan of dirt from filling a whole bucket full of bedrock. Pretty interesting. Now we're gonna pan this out and see how much gold we get. So that ironstone is exactly what we're looking for. And then as I slowly reveal this, there's gonna be quite a bit of gold, I think. Pretty stoked about this pan. Oh yeah, it's popping. This is really hard to do one hand. Let me put this down, I'll get right back to you guys. Sean, look at this pan. It's pretty incredible.
No way.
Yes. My determination paid off finally. Oh my gosh, I was getting skunked all day. And that's it, you guys. Look at that. That's incredible.
I totally believed in you, Chris.
Oh, thank you, man. I needed that support. That is so awesome. Right there, you guys. I'm just gonna keep hitting it. Just take back those layers of bedrock. Keep peeling back, and the gold's all stuck in there. There's my shadow. Hi, Shadow. You came back. All right, we're gonna pan this out. We're gonna have to do this in about 3 pans because I filled the bucket a lot. Lots of material, so we'll see how much gold we get from even that more bedrock. See if it keeps producing. And it's a good sign. That's just a quick pan. And that's only 1 pan out of 3 from that bucket so far. And we got some chunky pieces of gold. So we're gonna keep on going and see how much we can get in total. All right, and that bucket produced, and look at that. 3 more pieces of gold and 1 more chunky piece of gold. So now I'm gonna try to go deeper to try to see if I can find a little bit more gold, because this wasn't as good as I thought it would be. So that's where I was digging before up there. So now I'm down here because you can see the bedrock right there following along. So I'm breaking this apart now. I'm gonna check it for gold as well.
Big rocks, Chris.
I know. You see this? All right. So I got 0 gold out of that bucket. 0 gold. So I'm going to do a quick test pan on a piece of bedrock that's protruding right next to it to see if I need to keep digging there or if it's tapped out completely of gold. This dirt that gets caught right here is exactly what we want to take off, and that's where the gold's going to sit. I'm trying to manually clean these rocks off, but it's just going to be better if I just throw it into the classifier in the bucket, and then I can shake it, because when you shake it, those rocks get really clean. It'll be much easier than what I'm doing right now. By shaking them around, it agitates it. And then look at that, those rocks are clean as day, and it'll be perfect to see if there's any gold to them. All right, nail in the coffin. I only got that one piece of gold sitting right there, right above that little ironstone. So I think it's time to move on from this spot and go look for gold elsewhere. All right, there's my gold total so far. A lot of chunky bits, but there's not enough gold in that pan to make me happy. Where might I find it next? Let's find out.
Up even higher.
Nick's trying higher, because there's kind of a mini blackberry bush, and we know from the past, blackberry bushes produce gold.
They do.
And you notice he's not going down deep. The gold sits right on top in some of these areas. It's pretty crazy. About this stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I did my stretches for the day. Work it. Work it, baby. One-handed. Oh! Let's go pan it out together like friends. That's a bad angle, I'm sorry. And there we go, bush gold right there. There's 2 pieces of chunky gold right there, and then about 5 to 7 microfines. So not bad. Nick only got 2, but I got 7. And you saw he was only digging a couple meters away from me. So that just tells you if you just move over a couple inches, you might find the gold. So I got my snuffer now to snuff up my gold, but Nick dug right below the bush that we were digging at. And how'd you do, Nick? Wow.
6 little bits.
That's
3
nice.
chunkers.
That's just, it's so crazy how sporadic the gold can be.
Yeah.
You just move over an inch or 2 and it's like a pocket.
That's it.
Love it. Good job, man. All right, so Nick is staying down low, but I want to go up high because I got a lot of gold at the last berry bush that's over around the corner, and there's a whole patch right here. So I'm going to give a shovel in there, somehow navigate my way up there and try to get some good dirt with gold in it. So I'm going to attempt to dig right in there to try to grab a shovelful if I can. We'll see how this pans out. And this is why going after berry bushes is not that fun. That really hurts right there. And it's still on my hand. Yeah, but let's see if we got some gold. Okay. Let's walk down without dying. And let's try to see if there's any gold in here and whether it was worth it. Right now, the pain is saying it's not worth it. But a little shiny, and I could change my mind rather quickly. And you would not believe it, guys. That berry bush gave me absolutely 0 gold. 0, as in zilch. There was no gold in there. I'm kind of happy about that because my hands hurt from being pricked by all the berry bushes. So it's a good sign. I don't have to go back, and I will never go back. Blackberry bushes are done for now. I will move on. All right, we're gonna continue our walkabout. We're just test panning areas, and this rock just screams gold to me. Do you know why? Because you see all that bush buildup right there? It means the water was cascading down, stuff was getting stuck on that rock, and then the gold was slowing down and being able to drop out. And you can kind of see all the gravels behind it have built up. So we're going to have to dig through that gravel just to get down to the bedrock to see if we can find some gold. So let's test pan this area. All right, so we got 0 gold. So I'm gonna go eat a snag, rethink my life decisions, and then talk to Pickett to see where he wants to dig next.
5 minutes later.
I just got a hoot and a holler from Pickett. He said, grab a bucket, grab a classifier. He found a spot, a solid spot. So instead of us floating around just panning, we're actually gonna go down into production mining, per se. Actually move some material with our pans because he said this spot is golden. This is the magic hole that's gold. It was actually dug by somebody else, but everybody smashed our spot, so now we're gonna smash someone else's. And Nick test panned and found some chunky gold coming out of this. So we're each gonna fill a bucket here and see how much gold we can pan out.
Look at that ironstone right on the
Wow.
top there.
Just sitting. It's gonna be golden. Golden! All right, Nick's gonna go pan it out. Now it's my turn to fill a bucket, and we're gonna get a lot of that dirt out of there as best we can. It's very difficult shoveling right now. Nick just started panning that, and holy cow.
Look at the iron. And if you look really closely,
Gold, yep.
there's gold right there.
Holy cow. That's a solid piece too.
Some good iron in it.
Yeah,
God, look at the ironstone.
yeah. Holy cow.
Whoop. Get back up there.
Trying not to breathe deep behind this camera, but I'm like, oh yeah.
Look at that for a chunker.
Chunker just came through. Wow. Look at that beauty. Wow. That is a good one. Holy cow. Good job, brother. Oh my gosh. That's beautiful. Wow. Ooh.
The clink.
The clink.
The clink.
Good job, man. All right, I only got a half bucket. That digging is difficult, but Nick's over there with the SDC just to see if he can pick up any nuggies that are sitting down there. I'm gonna go pan this out and see what I get. He found a gold nugget. All right, we're gonna go walk over to the panning station over here. I mean, just look at this beautiful bedrock though. All right, we'll pan out everything here, see how much gold we get. All right, I got skunked on my pan, but now I know why. I think this Yabby ate all my gold. All right, final pan, final clean out. Not bad, not a bad day at all. For just pocket picking everywhere, getting that great pan by the bedrock, but then everything else kind of snuffered out a little bit, so. But still, amazing day spent at the creek, digging with friends and family. Who could ask for a better day? Oh my gosh! That's impressive, man.
There's some good little chunkers in there.
There are. Holy cow. I think you're over a gram. Or close to it. Yeah, those chunkers definitely over a gram. Yep, okay. Confirmed, confirmed. All right, Joby, how'd you do today?
Not too bad at all, bro. Check it, check it.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, there's some decent pieces in there.
Well done for cradling all day, baby.
I am really bad at guessing, but I reckon I would be pushing a quarter of a gram. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. See you guys.
Bye. All right, we're calling it a day, folks. And this is Sean's final clean out. He was crevicing, shaking and baking, traveling around. It was good times. Oh yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. It's golden.
That doesn't work.
It does it? I was gonna
It
say.
was so close to working. Well done, Sean.
A crater in the wild.
Well done, buddy. Happy days.
Nice little picker.
I was gonna say, that's a nice picker right there.
Pick him up. Show us.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Okay, let's all listen. Drop it in. Oh! It's a clinker. It's a clinker.
Clinky, clinky, baby.